It required the wilderness to make him desperate. Paul, who found himself in prison, wrote some of the most anointed epistles to the church, encouraging them in prison of all places, Israel in the wilderness, God trying to make her desperate to enter the promised land of Canaan. And here we are, the church in the natural, in a desperate state, divided. None of them in these churches agree. It's political, bickering, arguing. So what has God done? He has said, I've got a remnant and I'm going to bring them out of it. Because sadly, they're going to have to go through the great tribulation to be purged. But we have responded to the call. Come out from among them and be separate and touch not the unclean thing. But what has he been doing with us? He's been making us desperate before God. And there's always a reason for it, brothers and sisters. Because in the desert, that is where you blossom. In the desert, that is where you walk by faith. We have seen that naturally when Israel was restored. She was restored back in 1948 to what? To a desert. There was nothing there. And look how the desert has blossomed. Look what they have built. If you've never been there, you will be staggered. Well, that is done in the natural. And whatever God does naturally with the restoration of Israel, he does with the church as well, because both are walking together side by side. And so we are going to see the church flourish. We're going to see the remnant flourish because of these wilderness experiences. God has been building in and through us. He's been building our foundation, that our roots go down deep, that they are built upon the rock of Jesus Christ. He's making these spiritual pillars, which we are. You remember I've given this analogy before, that there has to be spiritual pillars before there can be a building and a roof put on. Because the pillars take the support. And he's been working in us, the remnant that he's called out around the world, so that we take the support of the body of Christ. In other words, we don't run away like a lot have done, for the very purpose, because there will be an outpouring in the last days. These are the conditions, brothers and sisters, that make us desperate. Here it is, let's read it.